Hello, YouTube. Justin here. Today, we're going to be talking about how stocks appear to only go up. Is this stocks only go up 2.0? It looks like it. And today, we're hearing that Elon Musk is becoming the biggest single shareholder in Twitter by disclosing he now has a passive stake of over 9%. And the stock is quite happy. It is up 27% here. Also, we're going to talk about how we have a bull break over 454 S&P. Why there is no alternative. And as we're finding out, there ain't no party like a bull party. These bulls are coming in, they're flexing, and the charts look fantastic. So let's start off by talking about Twitter. Then we'll look at the Nasdaq 100. Then we'll circle back and do what we normally review. All right. So look at this Twitter move here. Oh my goodness. So there is a massive hole on the chart here. That is an incredible move. We also have this huge amount of volume. We got 264 million shares traded today. And what's most incredible about this is that it actually gap and go'd. So we can see that it gap up, pushed down a little bit. It hit a low of the day here of about 46.86 and then shot up over 50 and then back tested a little bit. The key area that I will be watching for on Twitter here is going to be that 200 DMA and our relative high at roughly 52, which corresponds with that resistance area. Until then, I think we are currently range bound. With our relative low here going back to about May 13th at 51.77. Oops, that's the low is 49. So 49 versus 52. Which way is a stock going to go? I would also note that Twitter is becoming an essential service when it comes to just public Discord. And what's really interesting too is that Elon actually purchases shares before he went on and was saying that Twitter is the de facto town square and that there should be some kind of regulation. What it looks like to me is that Elon's a little bit envious of Jack. We know that Elon got really bullish on coins after Jack did. It looks like he wants to own his company. It kind of seems like Elon's a little bit in love. He loves Jack Dorsey is what it appears like. Not only that, the Tesla shareholders are in love with Elon. Why? We got another win here. Look at that. Tesla's notching out another massive day. For a $1 trillion company to go up 5-6%, that is 50, 60 billion dollars. That's a lot, which means that Elon's printing everywhere. He's printing on Twitter. He's printing on Tesla. He's just printing. Burr. And what's really interesting to me is that Elon said he was selling his stock in Tesla to actually pay his taxes. What it looks like is that was partially true, but he also wants to have some play money. And it doesn't look like the shareholders are phased at all. What's also really important to note is that Elon is an excellent marketer. So I believe he was planning on selling his shares the whole time, meaning his Tesla shares, but he wanted to spin it as being a positive, hearing a surprise that, oh, by the way, Elon Musk sold $10 billion, $20 billion worth of stock. That would be a much nastier hangover that I'm saying, by the way, I'm planning on selling. Looking over here at Tesla as well, we can note that it is now breaching that key area over here. What do we got? We got 4 back-to-back solid weeks, a higher high and a higher low. Is the chart going to max out or make it to all-time highs? It is now much closer to the all-time high than we thought even possible, right? Even like something like last week. It's only about $87 or 7.7% to get to that all-time high. We're looking for exactly 1243.50 to claim a new all-time high. It's also our first, second, and then third test up here at about 1200. Really important. Not only that, we are seeing the leadership emerge. We are seeing that the Nasdaq leaders are leading. Where it is notably green on the board today is Tesla, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, right? And then we got chips. Chips are not even leading today. It's actually tech leading. Chips are falling a little bit behind. AMD announced they're going to be acquiring a new company to focus on server chips. And then everything else is a little bit mixed. PayPal is also doing good here, but who cares, right? We care about tech. We care about these $1 trillion companies and the best in class for America. So this is actually really excellent. And finishing off what we were looking at on Friday, we were looking for SPY to slingshot dramatically higher. Why? I was using ETH as my template where we noted the monthly candle, and we can note that again. We got the W, just like we do over here. There's the leg lower. There's our IHS, and then there's the rocket ship up. What's important to note today is that we actually did not moon, but we did definitely make some progress higher. What was notable to me is that the dollar today Let me see if I can just show that really fast here. So the dollar today was actually advancing pretty dramatically. And what I mean by that is it's up by about 0.5% here. So if we go back to ETH and look at our chart here, what we have to keep in mind is that with the dollar up by about 0.5%, again, all things being equal, if the dollar was flat today, we would get an additional 0.5% on the S&P, which would take us where? Above 4,600. I believe that's bullish. So if you guys tune into the stream on Friday, where I walked you through my thesis here, or on the weekend deep dive, where I laid it out a little bit more in detail, we're here. We're higher. We broke through the key areas. Why? Well, we've got a bull break over 454.05 on SPY. We saw that. We had the that big swing in terms of the right, in a rare display. Smart money commercials hedgers are net long every major equity index future contract: S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq 100, and the Russell. They're holding more than 53 billion worth of contracts net long, a record high, exceeding May of 2020. I can't reveal everything that we do behind the scenes either, but I can tell you that our system, meaning our algorithm, our end of day target, worked on Twitter. It worked on Ethereum. It worked on SPY. It works on everything, by the way. If you're interested in learning more, you can click on the link in the description to join us. Otherwise, just stay tuned. In about a month or so, maybe two, we'll be launching our alpha release for wider distribution everywhere, with including a whole bunch of nice free stuff. So what I just want to point out here is that this is exactly what we wanted to see, and it's really nice to see, actually. Why? Well, again, we got the $1 trillion companies leading us higher. We're going to have a look at those charts in a moment here, but what I want to look at next is just going to be the fear and greed index. So even with this terrific price action, people are still fighting the tape, and I don't really understand why. They're like, oh, well, the reason why we're bearish now is because we're too bullish. We went up too fast. So let's do this really fast here. Let's just look at S&P. Let's understand where we are, because getting back above 454.05 means that we have a bull break, a decisive bull break on what? On the weekly and on the monthly here. So as we have a look here, again, we do have to go higher a little bit more. I do want to see us back above 458.13 to start, and then confirming by getting above 462.07. But what was really nice into the close today is that QQQ actually butted up right against its 200 DMA, 369.15, and actually claimed it into the close. A bullish candle. Oh my goodness. Look at that candle. It is nice. It is sexy. And it looks like it wants to go up. So in terms of QQQ, we want to see an advance here to roughly 382 to not only break our first neckline, but then our secondary neckline here, which goes back to our September of 2021 high. Over that, we're probably going to all-time highs. So what I want to look at next year is going to be our notes. So again, these are part of our notes. This is what I use as my my North Star in terms of where I think the market's going to go. And to be honest, we breached all these areas here. So 454.06 is the first area. 456.6 would be the next one. I'll just briefly show where that comes from here as a reminder. It comes from right here. So there's a pink line, which means it's a pivot. And if you look back to here, we got our pivot going back to the low in January, and then we got our high right here in February. So what was support became resistance, and then we breached it, and now we're reclaiming it, which means on the hour we were going up, we went flat, then we went down, then we went flat. Now we're going back up. Yeah, we're going back up, riding that VWAP like a champ, and we are breaking bullish. So what does that mean? Well, the Bulls are getting closer to scoring yet another touchdown. Where? At 462.1, where there is a monthly higher high after we get through the February high at 458.13, as I noted before. If we do start to fall down, again, well, there'll be a video that queues up at the end of the stream here, which is going to show you the weekend deep dive, which explains the bear and bull thesis. I'm just going to note here that if we get below 448.92, that is where I start to get a little bit anxious. Until then, right? There ain't no party like a bull party. Why? There is no alternative, and we're closing on highs. Looking at our key dates here, we got Wednesday in focus, which is going to be in the afternoon, with tomorrow giving us ISM non-manufacturing. And right, what's going to take us down? I don't know. Why bull or bear? Well, monthly continuation. Yeah. Tina, right? There is no alternative. And the bad news versus good news reaction. We are definitely moving higher on good news than not. And even a stock like Twitter, which is gapping up 20%, Went up more than 25 or before. Sorry, what is up? Like 27%? Let me actually just double check. Up 27%. So at the high of the day, it was up as much as 30, right? Incredible. Why? It's worth billions. Elon adding a whole bunch more to his bottom line today. The Bulls and Bears are going to fight for direction after our 4-5-4 SPY pivot, and the Bulls won. That's why they have the edge. Earnings confirmation is going to be starting on the 8th with JP Morgan, and then Netflix kicking off big tech earnings on the 15th. I think that gets us through everything here. Yeah, that's it. So now what we want to do, let's have a look at some charts. So let's go through here. We're actually want to start today is going to be in the risk category because I'm noticing that, right, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even though they're not like, I think they're red today, actually. Where's Ether right now, right? 34.95. Oh, it's actually green now. Look at that. Actually, no, sorry. It's down by 24 bucks. So it's marginally red here. I'm talking a little baby amount. What do we got, though? We got that dub. Got that big old dub. So what does it want to do? It wants to go up. It wants to go higher. And on the monthly chart, it is really, really, really good. BTC, we got to get a little bit higher. It's bouncing up a key pivot here. So again, what was previously resistance is now turning into support, which is really, really, really bullish in the face of a strong dollar, in the face of uncertainty. Everything is going up. So where I want to start today is by looking at ARK. Why? Well, BTC and ETH is already up like 6% month to date. Where is ARK? Ooh, it's up 6% too. It looks like it's actually tracking Ethereum. And even with some more stinky stocks like Path, ARK is still catching a bid. And this is a really good risk appetite measure because as of right now, we're actually not inside of greed. We're actually still here at neutral. Why? There's always a reason to worry. And I'm sure I'm going to hear some comments today. Please make sure you smash a thumbs up as you're dropping me the comment and telling me the new reason why we're bearish. Is it because we went up too high? Is it because we closed over the 200-day MA on SPY? What's the reason? Please tell me. ARK, really nice advance, which means we're going risk on. Claiming the 200 weekly here would get me a lot more bullish. If we hover here around 66, it's also fine because we have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, which forms an inverse head and shoulders, or one of the most bullish patterns we can see as technical analysts. Shifting gears here to QQQ. Why? Well, it's flexing. It is flexing so hard today. It's flexing. The low here is 369.31. We actually breached that. Actually, sorry, hit it exactly. 369.31, closing over the 50 weekly, and with a full inside bar near the high, what is happening? Pressure's building up. It wants to go higher. So looking on the daily chart here for QQQ, it's now over the long-term daily price. It's back over the short-term weekly price, and it looks like it wants to start squeezing to where I'm looking for about 380 or about 10, 15 more points higher. Now I want to look at SPY before we circle back and look at the trillion-dollar companies here. So S&P, let's actually go to our highest time frame first here. Let's go to our quarterly chart. Why? Because this is where the story starts. It starts with us showing here that we get a negative quarter, right? Worst one in about 2 years. Then we go up, 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 up. And in 2020, we went up, 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 up. 7 quarters in a row, nearly 2 years. So as we look here, what are we doing? Well, we're breaking bullish on the quarterly chart, which means, in my opinion, it is only the 4th of April where we got just about 3 months left in this quarter, but we're getting early evidence that we are looking to move higher. Why? Once we reclaim the real body here from the previous quarter, big pump time, right? It doesn't quite get to a new all-time high. It waits till the next quarter. What do we got here? Oh my goodness. It's back above the real body, which is why it's green on the week. Green on the quarter by about 1% here. And where should we get to? Oh no. Is that 480? 479.98. Maybe we only make it to about 475, maybe 470, but it looks really, really nice. Looking at our monthly chart, we can now note that, where's our monthly chart? Look at that perfect pivot. So look here, right? We got our, right, I drew it before. We got our inverse head and shoulders here on the monthly. We got our SPY low here at 448.92. Over here, we got 449.14. That is roughly a 20-cent higher low. It is a higher low. It is not quite a higher high. We got to get a 462.07 or get all the way up here to about resistance 3 to print that higher monthly high and confirm it is time to go to Boomtowns. There we go. Monthly chart, super bullish. Looking at the weekly. Weekly is above the key area at 454.05. For us to confirm the move, we have to reclaim the previous high, which is going to also be our monthly high at 462. But it gives me every indication we want to go higher. Why? The leaders are leading. So when those laggards start catching up, that's when we go even up more. So again, we were going down. We stopped going down right here. Then we started going up. Perfect bounce off that 44892 or our pink pivot. It looks like we want more. We're also above our 423% Fibonacci extension, which means it's going to get more frictionless as we continue to go higher. Now let's shift gears to look at some of these big guns. I'm talking about Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, NVDA. We're going to go through them one by one, and I'm going to do this really fast here. Why? Well, because there's not much of a story here. They're bullish. They're very bullish, in fact. So looking here, what do we get? We got another green dildo. A green dildo to me just means that there is no real body. We open at 174.62. The low, 174.44, is 18 cents lower. And we close right on the high, 2 cents off. You go, Apple. You go, girl. And looking here as well, we note that we're only off by about an additional $5 or about 2.6% to get to all-time highs. And the reason why this is so important is because, do I have it here? Minervini, Mike Minervini. Oh my goodness. A true market wizard giving us the textbook template here. Yeah, right? This guy's been trading for like 30 years. Defer to him. He's smarter than me. All the big gains in this stock happen in new high ground. A stock cannot make a huge move without making new highs. In between, you are losing money or losing time. Hey, long-term investors, bottom fishing is not only unnecessary, it's not where the big money is made long-term. You go, Mark. And looking here, Apple is within a whisker of getting to that all-time high. Where's our leader number 2 or maybe even leader number 1? Drop me a comment. Tell me, who do you think is the top gun? Is it Tesla? Is it Apple? Is it Amazon? Is it Google? Who is this? Who dat? So looking here, we can note that, again, bull pivot above the red line, which is our key resistance. There's going to be much less resistance than before because we have not actually had a weekly close above 1150 going back to our all-time high record close, which means if we close here or higher, this would be the second strongest weekly close ever with 1, 2, 3 tests. Woof. This is a strong, strong stonk. Looking here as well, we can also note that key trend change where we were going down in a funnel lower, we break the funnel, and then we start go up. We go up big times. There we go. Tesla is bullish. I want to actually look at the daily charts too. I know we're well above here on Apple, well above the 50 and the 200. There's never been a death cross over here on Tesla. Never been a death cross. Probably not going to happen because the chart's just going up. So that should not break here. Let's shift gears to Bill Microsoft. Look at this stock go. Boom. Head and shoulders invalidated. It's right near the high from last week. Nice continuation with a green dildo. Looks nice to me. If we can battle and get above these roughly 320 lows, we should be able to make it up to about 332, 333. And then again, getting a lot closer to all-time highs. So what does that mean? The leaders are leading and the strong stocks are right behind. Microsoft definitely being a strong stock, but not quite a leader. Let's shift, looking at the daily chart as well, right? Bounce off the 50, bounce off the 200. It's not time to look back now. Time to go up. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon breaching its 50 weekly, putting in a big old W with 1, 2 tests at 3,700. This should be the big one if it can make it there. Again, W in the making, higher high, higher low. What do we got on the daily? Yeah, back above the 50, breaching the 200. It looks really nice. It looks fantastic. Let's go Amazon. Again, the company, and I'm a little bit less confident versus the other trillion-dollar ones because of all that potential employment inflation. Again, where wages go higher, it adds pressure to Amazon's margins. Moving forward to Google. Look at GOOG, right? Invalidating its head and shoulders. We're roughly on the next neckline here at about 29, 3,000. So, right, 2,900, 3,000. Looks excellent, right? Right near the high from last week. Another green dildo. Looks fantastic. And what do we got? We got a bounce off the 50, a bounce off the 200s. Let's go, Google. Flex it. What do we got next here? NVIDIA. NVIDIA moving higher. Look at that. Back above its key resistance at about 270, right? It has an inside bar. Not quite sure what it wants to do, but it is just like Apple and Tesla, where It has never truly had a death cross, and it probably won't. It should be able to avoid it, and it looks excellent on all time frames. Finally, face stink, right? Look at this face stinky. Look at that stonk, right? It's finally making some movement here. It's up 4% so far today or on the week, or about $9. It is breaching the 200 daily. Oh, actually not. It did, actually. Yes, it did. The high, 234.35, and our 200 DMA on the week, 200 weekly moving average at about 234.07. Shifting to the daily, it breached the 50. There is room for it to dramatically advance to the pre-earnings level at roughly 315. That wraps it up. Thank you for watching. And if you're interested in learning more about my thesis or to know what we're looking for the bull or bear case, a video will queue up here in about a moment. I encourage you to watch the weekend deep dive. But if not, smash a thumbs up, drop me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We put out videos every single weekday and on Saturdays. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.